Hello, my dear friends. Take a moment and just listen to the silence around you. Welcome back to another peaceful episode of Daily English TV. I'm John, and more than anything, I am truly happy to have you here with me today. Do you know why? Because you being here, right now, is a choice. You chose to grow. You chose to step out of your comfort zone. And that, my friend, is the very first step toward greatness. Before we dive into the world of English, let's do something special together. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Forget about the dishes in the sink. Forget about the emails you haven't sent. Forget about the worries of tomorrow. Just be here with me. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly out through your mouth. Relax your shoulders. Today, we are not just learning a language. Today, we are going to change the way you look at English forever. Today, I want to open a door to my heart. I want to talk to you about the art of talking in English. Many of you see me now and you think, John, it's easy for you. You are confident. But let me tell you a secret that I don't share often. It wasn't always like this. English, it changed my life. But first, it tested my spirit in ways I cannot describe. It opened doors to the entire world. It helped me make friends across oceans. It allowed me to read books that touched my soul. But when I first started, I was paralyzed. I was a prisoner of my own fear. My accent felt like a heavy stone in my mouth. My vocabulary felt as small as a tiny seed. And every time I stood in front of someone, every time I opened my mouth, I felt like there was a giant spotlight on me, and everyone was just waiting for me to make a mistake. I remember staying silent in meetings, staying silent at parties, even when I had the most beautiful idea in my head. I let the wrong verb tense steal my voice. Have you ever felt that way? Like you have a lion inside you, but your English makes you feel like a mouse? But then I looked at a child, a baby learning to walk. They are unsteady, they are weak, they wobble, and they fall. Do they stay on the floor and say, "Walking isn't for me"? No, they laugh. They get up, they dust themselves off, and they try again. I know many of you are in that same position right now. You are shy. You are afraid of the laughter of others. But listen to me carefully. The person who laughs at your mistake is stuck in one place. They are not growing. But you, by making that mistake, you are moving forward. You are climbing. Every wrong word is a step toward the right one. Speaking English is not like math. It's not about formulas. It's like learning to swim. You can read 1,000 books about the technique of swimming. You can watch videos of swimmers, but you will never, ever learn until you jump into the water. Yes, the water might feel cold at first. It might feel deep. You might even swallow a little water. But that, exactly there, is where the magic happens. Do you want to know the greatest secret to speaking? It's not talking, it's listening. Think back to when you were a baby. You didn't start with a grammar book, did you? No. You spent years just listening to the voices of your parents. When you listen to English, whether it's a beautiful movie, a slow podcast, or even the sound of my voice right now, Your brain is a sponge. It is secretly recording the rhythm, the tone, the melody of the language. English has a music to it. Don't stress if you don't understand every single word. Just let the sounds wash over you. Slowly, very slowly, your ears will start to recognize patterns, and one day you will find yourself saying things you didn't even know you knew. Now let's talk about a tool you already have in your house, a mirror. I call this the mirror method. Sometimes, when the world is quiet, I talk to myself. I look in the mirror and I describe my life. John, you are making coffee now. The water is boiling. It smells good. Yes, it feels silly. If someone sees you, they might think you've lost your mind. But who cares? You are building a bridge, a physical connection between your brain and your tongue. Your tongue is a muscle. It needs to practice the shapes of English. You don't need a partner. You don't need to pay for an expensive tutor. You are your own best teacher. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? And answer it out loud. This builds muscle memory so that when you finally talk to a real person, the words will flow like a river.
Another secret? Reading out loud. Don't just read with your eyes, read with your voice. When you read a book out loud, your ears hear your own voice speaking English. This destroys the fear of your own sound. If you feel nervous, that's okay. Nervousness is just excitement without breath. So, take a breath, smile, and speak anyway. When I was learning, I realized that most people are actually kind. They aren't looking for your mistakes. They are looking for a connection. They want to hear your story. Don't deny them your story just because you're afraid of a grammar rule.
Imagine you are standing at the bottom of a giant mountain. The top is hidden in the clouds. That top is fluency. You cannot jump to the top. No one can. You take one small step, then another. Sometimes you slip. Sometimes you have to stop and rest. But as long as you are moving, you are a climber. Learning English is also like planting a tree. You plant the seed today. You water it tomorrow. You don't see anything. You water it the next day. Still nothing. You might feel frustrated. But deep underground, the roots are growing. And one day, a tiny green leaf breaks through the soil. Then a branch. Then, one day, you have a tree that provides shade to others. Be patient with yourself. You are a garden, not a factory.
I remember the very first time I ordered a meal in English. My heart was pounding against my ribs. My palms were sweaty. I said, "One coffee, please." That was it, just 4 words. But when the waiter smiled and gave me the coffee, I felt like I had won an Olympic gold medal. Celebrate those tiny moments. Did you understand a sentence in a song? Celebrate. Did you write a text message in English? Celebrate. These small victories are the bricks that build your house of confidence.
English is more than just a subject in school. It is a bridge. It's a bridge that connects your heart to someone in Japan, someone in Brazil, someone in London. I remember walking in a park once, and a tourist looked lost. They asked me for help. My English was broken. It wasn't perfect, but I helped them. The look of relief on their face, the "thank you" they said, it felt like magic. In that moment, we weren't strangers. We were two humans connected by a bridge of words. You are building that bridge right now. Don't stop building. As we come to the end of our time today, I want you to remember this. Confidence does not come from being perfect. Perfection is a lie. Confidence comes from being okay with being imperfect. Immerse yourself. Let English be your friend. Listen to the music, play the games, write your diary in English. Make it a part of your soul. And please, above all else, be kind to yourself. You are doing something difficult, and you are doing it well. My dear friends, as we finish today's masterclass, I want to tell you something very important. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to know every grammar rule in the book to be a great communicator. English is not a test. It is a way to connect with other human beings. Start small. Today, I want you to do one simple thing. Look around the room right now. Pick just one object. Maybe it's a chair, a window, or even the phone in your hand. Describe it out loud in English. It doesn't have to be long, just one sentence. That is your first victory for today. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is a sign that you are trying, and trying means you are winning. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Keep listening, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. I'm John, and this is Daily English TV. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye for now.